Hello?
Check, 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 check.
Are you there? Are you there, Dana? Yes, I can. Okay. We are ready whenever you are.
I can't hardly hear you. Okay, no, I meant Dan, sorry.
Welcome, everybody, to Butler Community College, where tonight our St. Paul Indians will take on the Moundridge Wildcats. St. Paul comes in as the number 1 seed in the regional, as first place winner in the regional, I should say. And Moundridge comes in as second place regional finisher in their regional. Moundridge plays a tough schedule. Both St. Paul and Moundridge almost about the same record, but Moundridge plays just as tough a schedule as St. Paul does, so we look for this to be a good matchup. I apologize for last night getting stats in. We're going to start the pregame by going over a little stats from last night from the tough St. Paul Indian girls loss, where they lost 49-48 to Argonia. Taylor Watrick ended up the game, fouled out with about 2 minutes left in the game, was a big factor towards the end of that game with 7 points. Emily Hutcherson ended up on the night with 14. 13 of her 14 came late in that third quarter, early in the fourth quarter. She was a key in getting the Indians back in that ball game where they trailed by 9 going into that fourth quarter. Actually took the lead by 1 with about a little over a minute to go and ended up eventually getting beat by 1. Katie Coombs ended up with 15 points. Cindy McCracken and Gaiman was held scoreless. Carter had 3, Struthers had 3, Bradshaw had 6, and Elise Doherty was held scoreless also. The Indians shot 34% from two-point land, 34% for the night, 33% from two-point land, 37% from three-point land. They were 6 of 16. 10 of 15 from the free throw line. They end up having 14 turnovers on the night, 6 steals, 23 total rebounds, 10 offensively and 13 defensively. The Indians had the ball with 13 seconds left in that game. They trailed by 1, and Coach Tuck called a timeout. Coming out of that timeout, and is unable to get a shot off. They tried to feed the ball in late to Katie Coombs. Ultimately resulted in a turnover on the Indians, and the Indians fall in defeat to Argonia, who will end up playing Waverly tomorrow night for the championship for a chance to move on to state. Mike, what'd you think of the game? I know you got to watch it on the live stream.
Yeah, I hated to miss that in person. It was a heck of a game, but I did get a chance to watch it, and good job on you. Did a good job up here flying solo, and so I appreciated that. I'm sure everyone watching also appreciated it as well, but my gosh, what a tale of two halves on the Lady Indians' part. The first half really couldn't get anything going, and then that's really what cost them the game, in my opinion, from what I could see. Just couldn't make anything fall, and on the other hand, Argonia couldn't miss, especially early on, and Lady Indians had a chance there at the end to finish up, and it was really a lot of credit to them to be able to come from behind and not give up and give themselves and put them in an opportunity to win the game, and just couldn't pull it off there at the very end. But overall, great season by the Lady Indians, and congratulations to all the girls. They all did a lot of work, a lot of hard work, and a good job on their part and also the part of the coaches, and call it a pretty successful season.
Great comeback by the Indians to get back into that game in the fourth quarter with a chance to win it at the end. It was definitely a tale of 3-1, where the Indians in the first half just honestly didn't play that well, had far too many turnovers in that first half, especially to start that game. Dug a hole early on in that game, trailed by as many, I think, as 13 points in that game, trailed by 9 to start the fourth quarter. Ultimately ended up tying the game at 48 with about 2 minutes left in the game, and it was back and forth from there. A couple keys to the game was late in the third quarter. This is how you never know how the game's going to turn out. Late in the second quarter, or not late, it was a buzzer beater at the end of either the first or second quarter. A young lady from Argonia hit a three-pointer right at the buzzer. Well, that ultimately ended up being a difference in the game. Another key point to the game was when Taylor Watrick picked up her 5th foul. And, honestly, not that you pay any attention when somebody has a four fouls, but it was a pretty ticky-tacky light foul as she was moving backwards, moving her feet in pretty good defensive possession. But the ref saw it as a foul, called it, fouled her out with about 2 minutes left in the game. But right after that, Argonia got into a four-court press off of a made basket by the Indians, or a turnover. I don't remember what it was. Indians led by 1 at that point, and the Indians didn't look comfortable, got caught off guard, and ultimately Katie Carter tried to throw it into Clara Bradshaw. It ended up in a turnover and then a foul on Argonia, and Vineyard went to the line and I think made 1 or 2 and tied the game at that point. So that was 3 key points of the game to me, but ultimately it ended up in a great season for the Lady Indians. Just graduate 1 senior, so they have a lot to look forward to, Mike.
Yeah, and that's one of the things, too, Dan, to take away from that is the number of freshman players that the girls have on their team is really, they're not going to forget how that felt, and they're not going to forget how well they did as freshmen to make it clear up to the sub-state tournament. And so that'll stick with them, and they got a lot of good experience throughout the season. But being here and being on the floor, spending as much time on the floor as they did as freshmen as part of the sub-state tournament is really going to pay off later. And it can't do anything but help them get better as they come into next year.
So the Indians wrap up their season with a great season with Coach Tuck and the Lady Indians. They'll work hard in the offseason. They'll work into the spring sports here, and the Indian boys moving right into the Ritchie's Pharmacy pregame. The Indian boys are going to have their hands full against Moundridge. Indian boys coming out off of 2 great wins in regionals against Sedan and Cedarville Dexter to advance into this sub-state as the first place finisher in our region. Playing well the last couple games, Mike.
Yeah, they've played really well. They're coming in here, peaking at the right time here towards the end of the season and really coming in here in good shape into this sub-state tournament. So they're in a pretty good position here with a lot of confidence going into this game, which is really going to help them out. I think one of the keys is going to be if they get a chance to shoot some free throws, they're going to have to make free throws and also start hitting some of those outside shots. They've been able to work themselves around. They're just having trouble getting the ball to fall. Been hot and cold all season, and right now they're on a little bit of a hot streak. Hopefully they can keep that going tonight.
We got about 2 minutes and 34 seconds until tip-off. We're going to take a break here at Ritchie Pharmacy pregame show. We'll be back after this 2-minute timeout. You're listening to St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Welcome back to Butler Community College, and now we're going to go right into the national anthem. So we'll just go ahead and stay here live for the national anthem, and then we will have starting lineups with you. It appears we're going to go over starting lineup, so we'll go ahead and start over here. Number 10, Colin Cole, a 5'10" junior for St. Paul. Caleb Lemons, a 5'10" junior. Number 15, Dylan Boats, a 6' senior. Adam Albertini for the Indians, a 5'8" junior. Daniel Kaufman, a 6'1" junior. And for the Indians, a junior, number 15, Easton Dent. Number 32, Bradley Helms, a 6'4" junior. And for the Indians, Kenny Haney, 6'2" senior. And for Moundridge, number 40, Creed, a 6'1" senior. And for the Indians, I think it's Chandler Bradshaw, I believe, number 24, a 6'1" junior, as now we're going to play the national anthem. Oh, welcome back. This is where you're set for starting lineups. As we get set for start, or we have the starting line of 7, we're going to have the tip-off. We're trying to get the live stream up and running. I'm not sure what the problem is. Oh, what do you need?
It turned off.
How come? Let's get Cole set to put the ball in play for Moundridge. Kicks it on the inbounds play. Pull back jump shot up on its way. No good. Adam Albertini to rebound. Albertini pushes it down the left-hand side of the floor. Now crosses over all the way to the rim. Layup, no good, short. Albertini tries to tip it to himself. It's going to be out on him. It's going to go back to Moundridge. Moundridge basketball. Cole with the basketball for Moundridge. Kicks it back up top. Helms now holds it. Couple ball fakes. Back to Helms. Up under the basket. Shot up and good. Over the top of Haney. As number 32, Helms, the 6'4" junior, scores over Haney and ties the score at 2. Albertini walks the ball back across half court. Man-to-man defense play applied by Moundridge. Lob into Dent. Back out to Albertini. Albertini drives in towards the lane. Kicks it out for Haney. Three-point shot on the way. Off. No good. Rebound on the backside. Goes to Creed. Work it ahead. That's a travel. No call there. And now a foul. And they're going to get Haney with the foul. And they're going to count the basket as Haney goes down hard to the ground. Number 30, Kaufman scores. He's going to get to end one. And Haney's still laying on the floor, writhing around in pain. Not sure. Haney kind of came down awkwardly as he jumped out, tried to block that shot. The Indians got to get back on defense. Moundridge pushed the ball down the floor twice as Haney still lays on his stomach down below the baseline. It doesn't look good for the Indians here. Not sure if it's an ankle or the knee. Mr. Jackinall out there working on him. Looks like maybe it's a right ankle or a right knee. Indians can't afford to lose Kenny Haney as both teams goes to their respective benches as Moundridge now leads 4-2. We're going to take a short timeout. We're going to take a 1-minute timeout. Let's St. Paul basketball on Hot 105.
I connected it to their Wi-Fi.
Kaufman makes the free throw. Now Moundridge leads 5-2 as Haney had to be helped to the bench, so not a good sign for the St. Paul Indians as Haney looks like he banged up an ankle pretty good about 2 minutes into this game, 3 minutes into the game. Colin Carlson in, now shot from the baseline, no good. Adam Albertini with the rebound, feeds it off to Dent. Dent with a couple ball fakes, loses it on the ground, feeds it out to Lemons. Lemons has a slap back in his face. Now Albertini, three-pointer good. Adam Albertini ties the score at 5.
That should be 6. If Bradshaw's 3 was the first one was
Bradshaw
a 3.
wasn't a 3, it was a 2 outside. As pass inside, new sub into the game. It's going to be a travel on number 23 for Moundridge, and I don't have a 23 on the roster, so, oh no, I do too. It is Jonathan Scott with Haney unable to go as he hurt an ankle about 3 minutes into that game. Cole swings it off to Helms. Helms swings it up to Skolosser, now pass inside to Helms. Helms guarded by Dent, now into the lanes, been in there forever, loses out of bounds, going to be out on itself. That's going to be out on number 30, Kaufman. And sub comes in for Moundridge, Unruh, a 5'10 sophomore. So the Indians, also number 40, Creed, checks back into the game for Moundridge. Indians are really going to have to play with a lot of energy, and we're going to have to get some good minutes out of Bradshaw, Chase Bradshaw, and Hayden Smith, and all the other subs sitting on the bench for the Indians. Albertini with the basketball, dribbles off to the right wing, bounce pass into Bradshaw. Bradshaw pull-up shot partially blocked. Carlson with a good rebound, put back, no good. Rebound goes to Moundridge. Moundridge pushes another person, gets behind the defense of the Indians, and they score as the Indians letting Moundridge get back, get past them on defense, not getting back on defense. Timeout, Coach Watrick, 30-second timeout. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. The St. Paul basketball on Hot 105.
I got it back on that now.
Welcome back as St. Paul basketball, they lead 8-7. Indians not getting back on defense good enough as Moundridge really running the floor every time they're out past in front of the Indians. Albertini gets hung up, now throws it, going to be tipped out of bounds off of Moundridge. It's going to stay with the Indians. We are having trouble with the live stream, so I apologize for that. As we try to get that up and running for you, we're not.
It was working last night, I can tell you that.
Albertini, three-pointer, top of the key, good! Albertini 3 for 3 from three-point land, and he gives the Indians 11-7 lead, so Adam Albertini playing well here to start the game. Number 15 votes with the basketball. They swing it all the way around. And that is Creed with it now. Creed's guarded by Bradshaw. He feeds it back to Votes. And now they feed it to Helms all the way to the basket, and it's going to be a block as he runs over Easton Dent. Dent goes to the ground hard. As that's going to send Helms to the line, the 6'4 junior, to shoot 2. And he makes his first. Mike, go ahead and shut the computer back down and restart it all. We're going to start everything over. Over against Albertini, layup, good, misses it, is halfway down, comes out. Albertini now streaks down the left side of the floor. No help, though, feeds it off to Carlson, pull-up shot, good! Colin Carlson drains the 10-footer and gives the Indians a 20-12 lead with 6:14 left to go in the second. Votes comes back down for Moundridge with the basketball. Lemons is out on him. Man-to-man defense applied by the Indians. Back up top to Kaufman. Swung around to Creed. Back to Votes, shot on the way. Floaters up and in there by Dylan Votes, the 6-foot senior. 20-14. St. Paul up by 6. Lemons with it, feeds it off to Bradshaw, right wing. Bradshaw feeds to Albertini, almost a steal. Now Albertini, pull-up jump shot from the free throw line, in and out, no good. Rebound to Moundridge. Behind the defense is Moundridge again, Creed, and he's fouled by Bradshaw. Time and time again, the Indians are letting the Moundridge Wildcats release on them, get past the defense as they're lagging back on defense, and it could be because of fatigue as there's no subs been in the game for the Indians, with Haney being out on the bench with a look like to be a banged up ankle. First free throw by Creed is right through there. Moundridge, you can tell, do a good job of releasing off of a rebound. They just have sent 2 or 3 guys sprinting down the floor. Creed, second free throw's on its way, right in there. 4-point lead for the Indians, 20-16. 5:32 left to go here in the second period. Adam Albertini with the basketball. Feeds it off to Bradshaw. Bradshaw dribbles to the left. He looked like he traveled, got away with it, and then Dent feeds it right out of bounds, so a turnover gives it right back to Moundridge. 3 team fouls on the Indians, 2 on Moundridge. And I don't know what this ref keeps worrying about, but he keeps talking to Chandler Bradshaw. Now he's talking to Adam Albertini, and they're all worried about tucking their shirt in, but their shirt's not untucked, so I don't know if it's so they can see their numbers better or what the problem is, but either way, Moundridge basketball. St. Paul leads by 4, been by up as many as 8. The Votes with the basketball, off to the left, a bounce pass inside the lane, tries to feed it. Oh, it's going to be out on the Indians. It must be Carlson must have touched it. And it's out on the Indians, so it'll stay with Moundridge. Indians lead 20-16 with 4:59 left to go in the first period. Feed up top, now back. 3-pointer on the way, off the rim, no good. That shot put up by Volts. Rebound comes to Dent. He feeds it off to Albertini. 4:50 left to go in the second. St. Paul leads by 4. Albertini down the baseline all the way through the lane. Bradshaw, 2-pointer, off, no good. Carlson chases for it, and it's going to go to Volts for Moundridge. Indians lead by 5. 3:33 left to go in the second period. Bradshaw with the basketball, dribbles to his left, gives it to Lemons. Lemons well beyond the arc, dribbles the top of the key, feeds it back to Chandler Bradshaw, who loses it. And they both, I don't know who that, boy, him and number 30 both tipped it. Kaufman was fighting for the basketball. They both tipped it in the air, and the ref calls it off of Bradshaw. I don't know how he saw that, but it goes right back to Moundridge off the turnover by the Indians. A few hands on the hips by the Indians. They've played the entire way here in this first half so far. No subs in the game once Haney went out. Up top to Votes, 3-point shot on the way, good. 23-21, Indians lead down to 2. 2:53 left to go here in the second period. Indians lead by 2, 23-21. Albertini with the basketball. Moundridge stays in this man-to-man. Bradshaw with it. Bradshaw dribbles to his left. Feeds it back to Albertini. Albertini looks at Carlson. He comes set the screen. Albertini all the way to the rim. Feed it Dent. Good on the layup. Should have been an and one. And back right down the floor. Ball's loose on the ground. Still loose. And Moundridge comes out of there with it. Feed back to Votes. Votes against Lemons. Crosses over a couple times. Now drives into the lane. Looks down low. Feeds it back up top. And that's going to go to Cole. Cole with the basketball guarded by Lemons. Feeds it off to Kaufman. Kaufman back to Votes. 3-point shot on the way. Good. 25-24. 1 point. 2 minutes left to go here in the first. 25-21. 4-point lead for the Indians. Adam Albertini with the basketball. I'm not sure that score is right. Lemons with it. 3-point shot on the way. Off. Dent saves it. Feeds it back to Albertini. Albertini crosses over. Cross-court pass to Lemons. Back behind the 3-point line. Shot on the way. No good. Rebound comes out to Moundridge. Number 11 all the way down. Cut off. Good defense by the Indians. Now another three-pointer on the way, off, no good. Dent with a rebound. It is 25-24, 1 point lead for the Indians. Adam Albertini with the basketball. Dent with a rebound, feeds it ahead to Lemons. Lemons back to Albertini, tries to feed across the lane and is stolen out of there by Kaufman. Moundridge with a chance to take the lead now. They've trailed the entire game. Behind the back dribble, Volts pull up shot. Short, no good. Bradshaw with the rebound, loses it out of bounds, but it's off of Moundridge. It goes back to the Indians. 1:06 left to go here in the first half, 25-24, as Lemons and Albertini both out of breath, hands on their knees with 1:06 left to go in this first half. Indians lead by 1, 25-24. Adam Albertini crosses half court with the basketball, under a minute left to go. 50 seconds, Indians lead by 1. Albertini, three-point shot on the way, off, no good. Dent with a rebound. Dent's putback, no good. Rebound comes out to Moundridge. Votes with it. He's got numbers, 3-on-2, now it's 3-on-1. Layup, good. Only one backer for the Indians was Adam Albertini. Now Moundridge leads 26-25. 25 seconds left to go here in the first half. Lemons crosses half court with 20 seconds left. Screen set by Carlson. Now he releases. 15 seconds. Lemons waves everybody away. Now screen by Carlson. Feeds back to Carlson. Up top to Albertini. 8 seconds left. 7-6. Albertini spins in the lane. Floater on the way. No good. Rebound Moundridge. Stolen by Lemons. Layup. No, it rolls out. No good as Lemon misses it at the buzzer. Thought he was fouled.
Welcome back to Sub-State basketball here at El Dorado, Kansas. Butler Community College, home of the Sub-State basketball tournament, where St. Paul Indians trail the Moundridge Wildcats by the score of 26-25 as we wind down the final seconds of halftime here. A halftime show put on by the Moundridge Pep Band, and they're right down the road from us. You can probably hear them in the background, but the players are back out on the court. Looks like the Indians are going to have Lemons, Albertini, Carlson, Dent, and Chandler Bradshaw as their starting five here as we get underway in the second half. Indians inbound the ball. Albertini's got it out front, passes the left side to Bradshaw.
Chandler Bradshaw drives to his left, kicks it back out to Adam Albertini. Albertini feeds it into Dent in the center of the lane. Hook shot up and in. Dent gives Indians a 27-26 lead now. Officials timeout. As we apologize for the live stream, we have no idea. It says it's up and running, but we don't have any viewers, and everybody's saying it's not working. So you're going to have to tune in to 105.5 FM radio. We really sincerely apologize. We have no idea. It worked perfectly last night. Now all of a sudden tonight it's not. Now Vogt's three-point shot, long three-pointer. As rebound comes out to Creed. Creed three-pointer, no good. Dent with a rebound. Feeds it off to Albertini. Just underway here in the third period. Indians up by 1. 27-26. Feed into Carlson. Carlson in traffic. Feeds it back up top to Albertini. Albertini up to Lemons. Don't know if we got a bad cable somewhere or what, but it's not wanting to work. Albertini into the lane, crosses over in traffic, loses it. Ball goes out of bounds. Going to be, oh, no way.
Rolled right off his foot, right in front of the ref.
Went off of Moundridge, but they give it back to Moundridge. And they feed it into Cole. Albertini lost the basketball, went through a host of Moundridge players, but they call it out on Albertini. It's up top to Kaufman. Kaufman feeds it back up to Cole. Cole over to Creed. Creed back up top to Cole. Cole against Albertini. Back to Creed, back to Cole up top. He dribbles towards the top of the key. 6:36 left to go here in the third period. Creed, three-point shot from the baseline. Off the rim, no good. Denton Albertini fights with it, and it goes right back to Creed, inside to Kaufman. He's going to be fouled. He's going to go line and shoot two. Just bad luck by the Indians. Couldn't get the ball to bounce their way. And it goes back to Kaufman. Kaufman's going to go to line to shoot two. That he's fouled by Carlson, his first team foul on either team here in the second half. Kaufman's first free throws right through there. Boy, it's flat. Looked like it was going to be short, but it got over the top of the rim. Ties the score at 27. 6:25 left to go here in the third. Second shot by Kaufman on its way, rolls in, and he gives Moundridge a 1-point lead, 28-27. Albertini back down with the basketball. Feeds it off to Bradshaw. Bradshaw off to his left, back up top to Albertini, now over to Carlson. Carlson feeds it down to the corner to Lemons, inside to Bradshaw. Shot on the way, no good, but he's fouled. He's going to go to the line to, no, it's going to be after the shot on the rebound. It's going to be on the Indians.
I think they're going to call that on Chandler Bradshaw, I believe.
Defense, they're not letting Moundridge past him here. Cole with the basketball against Albertini, gets by him, shot from the elbow on its way, in and out, no good. Rebound comes out to Chandler Bradshaw, feeds it ahead to Albertini. Albertini, couple ball fakes, feeds it to Dent, great feed, layup, good. 31-28, Indians up by 3, 4:51 left to go here in the third period. Timeout. Moundridge will be back after this 30-second timeout. You're listening to Hot 105. Dana, make it a 1 minute, please.
Hello.
Back to Butler Community College here. Hayden Smith in the game for the Indians. And also, Hayden Smith in for Lemons. Three-point shot on the way, off the back iron, no good. Smith tries to chase it down, does, and throws it right back into Moundridge. It's going to be out on Smith as Moundridge hits it back off of him. As it's going to be Moundridge basketball. 31-28, St. Paul leads by 3. Cole with the basketball, guarded out there by Bradshaw, dribbles up towards the top of the key. Now Albertini picks him up to the right and left. Now Albertini almost steals it, feeds it down to the baseline to Kaufman. Now inside. Now Bradshaw comes out there with it. Bradshaw might have switched pivot foots. Now feeds it cross court to Albertini. Albertini into the free throw line, kicks it out to Bradshaw. Back to Albertini as he resets everything. Man-to-man defense applied by Moundridge. Bradshaw with the basketball to the free throw line, back to Albertini, and then tries to get to Dent, and it's stolen out there by Moundridge. He feeds it back to Votes. Votes picked up by Smith. Now back up top to Helm. Now back to Votes. Crosses over, screen set by Helm. Votes pull up 15-footer on the way. In and out, no good. Rebound to Moundridge. Put back good. That putback put up and in there by Skolosser. And it's 31-30. St. Paul up by 1. Feed ahead to Bradshaw. Bradshaw pull up jump shot. Short, no good. Skolosser with the rebound. 3:31. Feed ahead to Helm. Tries to feed across court. And his player stopped on the other side. That was Votes, who stopped running the floor. Went out to a wing position. Helm should have just went ahead to the basket as they got behind the Indians again on defense.
I'd like to see the Indians follow their shot. Once they take those shots, come in with it toward the basket and try to give them a better chance getting the rebound.
Albertini with the basketball for the Indians. 3:20 left to go here in the third period. Indians up by 1. Albertini with the basketball. Dribbles towards the right. Kenny Haney got injured about 2 minutes into the game, has set ever since. It looked like a pretty bad ankle injury as he was writhing around in pain as he come down awkwardly. Lemons into the lane, 10-footer on the way. Gets it to crawl over the rim. Shooter's touch and gives the Indians a 3-point lead, 33-30. 2:53 left to go in the third. Hayden Smith up on Votes. Votes shooting well from the outside. Needs to keep a hand in his face. Feeds it back to Cole. Cole gets around Albertini. He walked, got away with it. Now Votes against Smith. Now it's Skolosser. Partially blocked, but they're going to call a foul. He's going to go to the line to shoot two. Who's it going to be on? It's going to be on Dent. Third team foul on the Indians.
Should be third on Dent as well.
Easton Dent picks up his third with 2:36 left to go here in the third. Dent's going to have to be careful here. Skolosser's first shot long, off the back iron, no good. 2:36 left to go here in the third period. Everything about the live stream should be working, but it's not. Mike and I did everything.
We've done everything we can think of, and it looks like it's working on our end, but it's not.
Some reason it's not going out over the internet airwaves. Second shot by Skolosser on its way and through there. Number 11 checks in the game. Unruh, a 5'10 sophomore for Moundridge. St. Paul leads 33-31. Bradshaw, now a little full court pressure applied by Moundridge. Going to get in a little four-court 3-2 trap. Albertini feeds it ahead to Smith. Smith to Carlson. Carlson's layup swatted away from the backside. How's that not a foul? Swatted out of bounds by Helm. Good job by the Indians breaking that press. Carlson went up for the layup. Helm swatted it out of his hands from behind. I guess out of his hands. Albertini with the basketball. Chase Bradshaw into the game now for the Indians. Feeds it into Smith. Smith off to Albertini, into Carlson. Carlson, turnaround shot blocked again by Helm. And it goes out to Votes. Votes picked up by Smith. Screen set by Helm. Back around as Votes. And it's going to be a push on Hayden Smith with the hands. Fourth team foul on the Indians. It'll be Moundridge basketball under their own rim.
Hayden working hard to get around that screen. Just stuck his hand out there, got a little bit of a touch.
First foul on Smith, fourth team foul on the Indians. Indians lead by 2, 33-31. 2:09 left to go here in the third period. Feed into Helm. Helm double team, turnaround shot short, tapped around. Chase Bradshaw comes out there with it. Bradshaw feeds it back to Albertini. Albertini pushes the ball down the floor. Moundridge gets back. Feed into Hayden Smith. Layup no good. And Moundridge comes to the backside. It's going to be another foul on Smith, his second. Team foul number 5 on the Indians. And it goes back to Unruh. He walks the ball across the floor. Indians lead 33-31. 1:46 left to go here in the third. Helms with the basketball, and it's turnover as, nope, I guess it's not. It's going to stay with Moundridge. I thought it was out on Moundridge. Apparently it was tapped out by the Indians. It'll stay with Moundridge. Chandler Bradshaw back in the game for Smith. So both Bradshaw boys, Colin Carlson, Adam Albertini, and Lemons in the game for the Indians. Lob into Helms. Now back to Kaufman. Shot up, no good. Chandler Bradshaw fights for it. Who's that going to be on?
They're going to call Bradshaw over the back.
Bradshaw had position, but they're going to get him for the foul. 6th team foul on the Indians. First on the Indians, or only one on Moundridge. How many is that on Bradshaw?
That's the second on Chandler.
Second. Lob into Helms. Helms has position. Shot up, no good. Rebound to Chandler Bradshaw. Hands it off to Albertini. St. Paul clings to the 2-point lead, 33-31. Chase Bradshaw with it. He's going to be fouled on the floor. That's going to be on Kaufman, I believe. The 6'1 junior. Second team foul on Moundridge. Nope, that's on number 23, excuse me. Bolosser. Lemons at the corner. They feed it into him. Now up top to Bradshaw. 1:18 left to go in the third. Albertini into Carlson. Carlson back to Albertini. 3-point shot short. Off, and it goes out to Moundridge. It's going to be Votes with the basketball. Feeds it to Skolosser. Layup good. We are tied at 33. 1 minute left to go here in the third. 33-33. Albertini with the basketball. Holds it over his head. He's guarded out there by number 11, Unruh, and it's going to be
3
seconds in the lane on who? Boy,
I saw Carlson go in there, but he wasn't in there more than about a second and a half.
That's not smart on the Indians' part, as they was holding the ball for burning a little clock here in the third quarter, and somebody camped out in the lane, apparently way too long. And it's a turnover on the Indians that gives Moundridge the chance to take the lead here. It's tied at 33. Albertini picks up Cole. Cole dribbles in, kicks it out. Kaufman with it. Back out to Cole. Cole at the top of the key. Gets around Albertini to the elbow. 3-point shot by Votes. Off the rim, no good. Rebound comes to Skolosser. Another 3-pointer on the way by him. Long, no good. And that goes to Moundridge again. And this time it's out to Votes. Votes drives in the lane, swatted away. Bradshaw comes out there with it. Bradshaw feeds it ahead to Albertini. Albertini, good move, layup, good. Great move to get around. Now here comes Volts right back down with the basketball, and he knocks Albertini down, and he's going to stop play, and it's going to be a block on Albertini. And guess what? That's going to send Votes to the line to shoot front end 1-1. I'm telling you what, last night, tonight, St. Paul can't never get the fouls to go the other direction.
St. Paul wasn't a charge or called. He had his elbow out, but didn't get it.
Votes was streaking down the floor. Albertini went sprinting back after he made the layup, got rolled to the floor, slid across the floor, and that's going to send Votes to the line to shoot front end of 1-1. It's on its way and through there. 35-34, and that foul had to come with 1.4 seconds left to go in the third. So Votes was pushing the ball down hard, trying to get a last-second shot. Now the buzzer goes off right when he shoots the free throw. They're going to count it as a sub comes in. Boy, they subbed him in before he even got the free throw off. 1.4 left to go, tied at 35 here in the third quarter. Albertini, he's up a shot from half court. Ooh, off, no good. So at the end of the third quarter, we're tied up at 35. We'll be back after this 1 minute timeout with St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Mike, unplug it. Moundridge starts with possession of the basketball, tied at 35 here to start the fourth period. It's been a great ball game as Indians is led by as many as 8, and now it's tied. Well, who's going to be that? Another foul on Adam Albertini, 8th team foul, and that's going to send Cole to the line to shoot the 1-1. Indians don't want to get too close to the double bonus here this early in the fourth quarter. Albertini playing aggressive. Is just his first foul. Well, that should be his second, shouldn't it?
Yeah, it's his second.
as he was shoved to the floor with 1.4 seconds. They're just showing it as 1 on the scoreboard, but 7:48, Moundridge up by 1 as he misses a second. Bradshaw with the rebound, 36-35. Albertini with the ball at left wing, dribbles back towards the free throw line, into Carlson. Carlson ball fake, and he's going to be fouled. He's going to go to the line and shoot 2.
Finally got it that time, finally got the foul called.
So Carlson goes to the line to shoot 2. Moundridge fans need to sit down. They're getting every call.
Yeah, not much to complain about on their side.
3 team fouls on the Indians, or 3 team fouls on Moundridge, 8 on the Indians as Carlson buries his first free throw. He ties the score at 36, 7:38 left to go in the ball game. Carlson settles in at the line for his seconds on its way off long, no good. Rebound to Helm. Helm feeds it back to Votes. 36-36. 7.5 minutes left to go in the game. Cole with the basketball. Feeds it off to Kaufman. Back up to Helm. Back to Cole to Votes. Votes guarded by Lemons. Gets around Lemons. Step back. Now he's picks his dribble up in a little trouble. Tries to feed it in. That goes right to Kaufman. He throws up reverse layup. No good. Holy cow, that's off of everybody. They're going to, it's going to be off of Moundridge. I don't think it was, but it should have been a foul against Moundridge, and maybe he felt bad about it. What do you think, Mike? Maybe he felt bad?
Yeah, I think he felt bad. I think he owed us one.
36-36, 7 minutes left to go here in the ball game. St. Paul has really starters have logged a lot of minutes here tonight. Carlson with the injury from Haney. Albertini behind the back dribble, kicks it out to Bradshaw. 3-pointer from the left wing, off, no good. Carlson tries to chase it down, and it's going to go out. It's going to be out on Moundridge, out on Cole, so there's a break for the Indians. Bradshaw misses badly on a 3, but Moundridge, Carlson with his good hustle, saves it inbounds, tried to save it in long. Cole jumped up in the air, swatted it out of bounds, so it's going to stay with Indians on the sideline. 36-36. Lemons with the basketball now. Albertini for ball fake, drives in the lane. Floater on the way off the backboard. Good. Good. Quarter awareness by Albertini. Cole back down with it. Feeds it off to number 40, who's just in the game. Creed back in the game. And that's going to be a travel on